mayor.
What's up, y'all? Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you are a returning subscriber. This is Saving Stuff with Stephanie, where we are saving for future goals. We're cash stuffing to maintain financial discipline, all in hopes to become debt-free ASAP. And today is What's in Your Wallet Wednesday.
What's in your wallet?
And today we're going to be expense tracking from July 3rd through July the 9th. The amount that we did have to play with this past week was a lot more than we normally do. So if you like expense tracking videos and you want to see how we did for this past week, stick around and keep on watching. All right, you guys, welcome back. We are finally back to expense tracking. And as you can see, I have been spending. So, of course, we are going to track our expenses for the past week. And I'm also going to introduce you guys to the savings challenge that I'll be using that's going to assist me with additional payments toward my student loan debt for the month of July. Okay, so the budgeted balance that we had for this past week was $235, which is a lot more than we normally have. And as you can see, we did a lot more than we normally do. All right, so $235, and let's see how we did. Let me make sure everything is in frame. All right, so just to let you guys know what that $235 consisted of, that was $150 for grocery. That was $15 for household, $10 for gas, $10 for spending, and $50 for eating out, because we did eat out this past week because my sister's birthday was Monday. And we did actually have a really good time. Okay, so the first thing on this list is HSA. On the 3rd of July, I did go to Walgreens and I spent $15 from HSA. But HSA is a sinking fund, so it does not come from the budgeted balance. All right, so I did go to Aldi and I did get grocery, and that was in the amount of $35, so minus $35. I went to Walmart and we spent $80 from grocery. I did go to Dollar Tree on the 3rd as well, and we spent $6 from household, so minus $6. I also spent $9 from the household budget at Walmart on that same day, so minus $9. I did go ahead and get gas at the Shell station in the amount of $10. I did go to Office Depot, you guys. Office Depot had a sale on a lot of different things in my town. I don't know if it's, every Office Depot, but they had a lot of things on clearance. And, of course, they're doing their back to school special. So I did go to Office Depot and I spent $8 from my spending budget. So minus $8. My sister's birthday, of course, I gave her birthday gift and I spent $50. Of course, because this amount was accumulated over time, it does not get deducted from the budgeted balance because this came from, her birthday gift sinking fund. Also on the 5th, I went back to Walmart and I spent $13 more from HSA, but of course that does not get deducted from this amount. On the 5th, we went out to eat at Sam's, and the amount I budgeted for was $50, and we didn't even go over. We actually spent a little less than $50, so that was good. Minus $50. Okay, we are starting to spend from back to school. The past 2 weeks when I was not actually expense tracking, we have been spending a little here and there for back to school. We've already gotten all of her school supplies, backpack, lunchbox, a few outfits, some shoes. We haven't completely spent everything, though. We are kind of doing it in moderation. I am going to be going out of town the end of the month and probably doing the bulk of the spending. But I am spending here and there to try to, get everything done because I don't want to wait till the last minute to do back to school. But we did go to Claire's and I spent $55 from back to school because Zuri wanted to get her ears pierced. She had her ears pierced a long time ago when she was little, and she let them close up because she really didn't like earrings. But she is getting into her girly stage, and she did want her ears pierced, so we did go ahead and get her ears pierced before going back to school. But because there is a back to school sinking fund, that does not get deducted from this. One day, of course, it was on the 7th. I had planned to cook, but for some reason, I don't know if it was due to how hot it was or what happened, but the electricity for an entire road Like, even Walmart's electricity was out, you guys. So we had to go like into town, further into town than we normally do, and get something to eat. So we wanted to get something that we normally don't eat, and you know, that was Subway. So we spent $13 from grocery at Subway's. So minus 13. And then lastly, I spent $2 at Dollar Tree because I did have to get some Awesome. I used that in my Bissell little green machine. I don't know if you guys have heard of those, but it's kind of like the upholstery cleaner. But I use Awesome in it because it works, and I kind of, you know, do spot cleaning and things like that with that. So I had to re-up on the Awesome. So I did spend $2, or the other $2 from my spending budget toward that. So minus 2. Okay, that is it for the list. And as you can see, there is $22 remaining. So that should be the amount left in my wallet. And just based on the numbers, the amount should be in grocery, because for grocery, you spent $35, $80, and $13. Yeah, $22 should be in grocery. So let's see if that is indeed the case. I do not get paid tomorrow, so there will be a transfer in today's video. So we'll do that shortly. But let me go ahead and see. 21 and 2. Yep, we got $22 left in grocery. So this $22 will go toward my savings challenge. So I'm just going to put that right there. All right, I do need to get change for that. So we may take like a brief intermission to do that in a few moments. But yeah, because yeah, I do want to get change for it. Okay, but since the wallet is out, we can go ahead and do the transfer. So let's go ahead and get out my variable expense binder, and we'll go ahead and move the monies from here into my wallet for next week. So grocery for next week is going to get $150. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 50. And I will update the trackers offline. Household for next week is getting $15. And that $15 does actually help. So I think I'm going to keep that at $15. Even though it's not that much of a difference from what I was doing, which was just 10. Just to know that I can do like a little extra here and there in case something extra is needed. It's just, I don't know, it's less stressful. Okay, so petrol or gas is getting 10. So we're going to move that over here. All right, and the only other thing that we're moving for next week is spending, and it gets a $10 bill. But we don't have a eating out budget or anything like that for next week. So that is it, you guys, for the transfer. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that away, and let's look at what we did spend for the week. All right, so we did go ahead and kind of calculate what we spent in grocery already, but I did go ahead and fill this portion out to save on time. The amount we did spend, of course, we are working in week number 1 for July, starting July the 3rd. Grocery, the amount we spent in grocery was $128. I spent $10 in gas. We spent the entire $15 in household. We didn't spend from any of these categories, but we did spend $28 from HSA, plus 28. Okay, I spent the $50 sinking fund amount for my sister's birthday, so plus 50. Spent $55 from back to school. And I spent $10 from my spending budget. And lastly, we did spend the $50 that we did set aside for eating out, so plus 50. So the total amount that we spent for week 1 in July is $346. And that seems like a whole lot. But I think mainly it seems like a lot because back to school, my sister's birthday, the eating out, HSA usually isn't that much. But as far as like the regular categories, those actually look good, but we did have to, you know, play with a few sinking funds this week, which is fine because that's what they're there for. But the total is $346, and we did still have $22 in rollover. So I would say that was still a success. All right, so let me get out my savings challenge. And this go around, we do have a scratch off. Let me pull this out. This is just the envelope that I made where we'll be putting the money for this challenge. This challenge is going to go toward student loans. Any extra amount as far as rollover goes or anything that I get from YouTube, because I am supposed to get somewhat of a payout for the month of July, will be going towards student loans. And that's for the month of July. I think I may actually change that for August, you guys. I think starting in August, everything outside of any YouTube payouts is going to go towards savings. And I think the reason for that, or the reason why I want to do that, is because I tried. I took this month. This month was my month to see how I felt about saving and paying off debt at the same time. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm one of those people. I need to focus on one thing. But when I've got 2 and 3 things I'm trying to play with, I don't like it. So I am going to commit to the goal that I set for July as far as paying off debt and saving. But when we go into August, everything, of course, still outside of any type of YouTube payout. So that means any rollover, any amount that I may get with an app or a change or anything, it's all going to go towards saving. Because I think if I throw everything at saving, that will allow me to reach my goal faster. And then once that goal is reached, then I can pivot back toward debt. And I just don't like doing a whole lot at one time. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do the scratch off. Now, we do have $22 to work with. So we're just going to scratch until either we run out of money. I did say I wanted to get some change for this 20, but we could just add it up. It's 22. So let's see. Let's just go down the list. Okay, we're already at $5. So let's add it up on the calculator so I can keep up with it. So $5. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, $3. So far we're only at $8. So plus 3. All right, let's try this one. Okay, $1. Not bad. Plus 1. We're at $9. Let's do this one. Okay, getting on up there. $5. So plus 5, we're at 14. Let's see if we can get the ones off her face. Ooh, and we cannot. So this one is $10. We almost could though. All right, so if we add $10 to the amount we have on the calculator, the total is 24 and we only have 22. So I'm going to put a IOU on here for a total of $2. And then when I come up with $2, or if I have $2 to roll over from next week, then we will add that to the challenge. But y'all, look, it works still. Nikki didn't completely ruin it. Let me get all this up. All right, so let's put that there, and we are going to put this money in this envelope. And if I come up with $2, I'll go ahead and put it in there and take that off. And we'll see if we can try to finish out this challenge for next week. All right. That does conclude today's What's in Your Wallet Wednesday video, you guys. If you did make it this far in the video and you enjoyed it, but you have yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, smash the notification bell so you are notified when I upload another video. And I will see you guys tomorrow when it is time to budget for paycheck number 2 in the month of July. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Bye.